There's a book called The Compound Effect, and he talks about how these small behavioral shifts in your day to day pattern over the long term will have way bigger impact in terms of positive change that's lasting in your life than making these huge transformations that are very short lived. And permaculture is a lot like that. And the permaculture view of neighborhood sustainability, not just your property, but in terms of your neighborhood, is the imprint that you have on your neighborhood and your ability to improve the space around you in any way you can. And for me, a big part of that is reducing the impact on municipal infrastructure, especially aging infrastructure like the sewer system. And and that might look like a futile thing if I'm the only one in the neighborhood doing it, but I would like to be the first and start a trend. I'm trying to show people that it's easy to do, it's not that big a deal. And, I'd love to do this for everybody in my neighborhood just because of the impact collectively that would have if we all did our part. But, you know, for example, organics is one of the most expensive thing for a municipality to manage is the recycling of organics. It costs me $15 to put in a worm bin. That covers, half of the food waste that's coming out of my house. So now give it another month and the worms will have reproduced enough that I can do a second worm bin for free. I'll just have to find an old tub in the garage and get some soil. And now, you know what I mean? Now all my food is taken care of. That's one less house the municipality has to deal with. You know what I mean? To my gray matter, I've started to do also. So now once a week I have a bonfire in the backyard with the dogs. It's a great relaxing night anyway, and all my gray matter is dealt with, and then that helps me burn wood, and that wood ash is great for my garden. So, what used to be a problem that used to cost the municipality money to manage is now becoming a resource that is creating fertilizer and compost I no longer have to buy, and other soil amendments I don't no longer have to buy. At the same time, I'm giving the city a hand, and it's not really a lot of effort. So, if everybody in my neighborhood would do the same, collectively it would add up. Other things that have that kind of impact is water treatments, so replacing your shit lawn with alternative lawn that actually irrigates the soil and improves drainage and water capture. Dig a few swales, put in a rain barrel. All these are all the things that when you do this, when you switch to, let's say, non-toxic laundry products, or DIY laundry products are usually non-toxic anyway compared to all the carcinogens and free radicals that are in the commercial stuff that you buy. These are all little shifts that if everybody did it, it would see a huge impact on, the water, the sewer system. So why wouldn't we? Because we've come to this lazy place where just the government's going to fix it. The government should replace sewers. Sure, and who's going to pay for it? Because as soon as they raise your taxes to do it, then you won't vote for them because they raise your taxes. You know what I mean? But if everybody can pitch in and at least take a dent off the pressure, that buys us some time to figure out another solution, you know. And this can be done, like I said, with waste, with your lawn, with water. Someone once told me, it was an arborist, that if 1% of the population put in a green roof, that would solve our climate crisis right there. So if you have a green roof that you can do it. If you have poverty in your neighborhood and you have a garden, what does it take to put in an extra tomato plant or an extra pumpkin? Like this year I did pumpkin and squash specifically for my neighbors down the street because we have housing down the street, and I know that there are a lot of residents there that are senior and handicapped and whatever, and have limited budgets or on fixed income, and that's something small that I can do. And I'll have it at the side on my lawn with a sign saying take one, and they can stock the freezer. I'm happy to do that. So what if we all did that? If I had one neighbor that grew tomatoes and my other neighbor did cucumbers and I grow squash and whatever, none of us would have to buy produce if we just shared with one another. And I think it used to be that way. I grew up in Toronto, in Little Italy, and that's how it was. Every neighbor had their thing. you know, the thing that they made that everybody they were known for. And throughout the year we would all trade and we all ate, you know, and I'd love to see that kind of mentality come back, and I'm trying to bring that back. So I'm in Welland, Ontario, in a little urban homestead, trying to maximize every square foot of the space for food production as much as I can, and trying to build as much soil to undo the damage of years of raking that has done to this property and has degraded the soil, that is killing the trees. I'm trying to replace trees as these ones age out, and hoping to inspire my neighbors to do the same. So if we all pitch in, don't just wait for the government to fix everything. Be a helping hand.